Alright. Burnout operation. What is a burn? Alright. What is a burnout operation? It's also called a burn back. Back burn. Back burn. Ugh. What is a burnout operation? Well, a burnout operation is when we burn shit. So, preparing for a burnout operation. You don't want to just set the forest on fire after creating a dozer line or a fire break. Oh, damn it. Alright, so we have our dozer line, hand line, or road, and we want to prepare it for a back burn or burnout operation. You can't just immediately set it on fire because there's too much risk for the fire to jump the line and into the grain. You have to prepare it so that it would be safe to burn it back and you're not risk losing all the progress that you've gained. So looking at this piece of land right here, I would cut into the forest about 60 feet, and I would cut everything down that is below 3-inch DBH, which is diameter at breast height. So anything that is less than 3 inches at about chest height, I would cut it down and remove it to the other side. Anything dead and down on the ground, this sort of stuff, you just take it, throw it on the other side into the green side, the side of the fire line that doesn't have a burning forest on it. And you would do that 60 feet in. And the way we would do that strategically, have 3 or 4 sawyers lined up, about 10-foot spacing, 10 to 15-foot spacing, and have them just walk back and forth, zigzag, and cut anything down that meets that specifications. For the larger stuff that's on the ground, you definitely want to remove that too, because it's just a heavy, you don't want it to be there. It could burn for a really long time. So stuff like this is definitely above that specification of 3 inches at DBH. But it's dead and it's on the ground, so I butt that up and have men take it and remove it and put it on the other side. These larger trees that don't meet that specification of 3 inches, that have a lot of moss on it, there's a lot of trees, big trees with moss on it in this particular spot. And that would cause problems because that fire would creep up to the trunk and right up the trunk of the tree and into the canopy and get up and out, and that's not what you want. So to prevent that, I would have my guys dig line around these trees so that fire has less of a chance to get to the base of the tree and up the tree and out. Let's take a walk down this dozer line. It's not really a dozer line, it's actually a trail that runs on the property of the hot springs where I am currently renting a hotel room for the night. So things like this. We have a very large tree. Lying in the ground, covered in moss. And if that were to catch fire, it'd burn for a fucking hour. But we can't cut it up and move it. It'd take a lot of time. It's not really practical to do so. So we dig line around it to prevent fire from getting to it in the first place, and try and keep it from catching fire when we do the actual burnout operation. Another thing that you'd want to cut down is anything dead. If it's completely dead, there's no saving it. It would cause more problems to keep it up than to just cut it down. A lot of these larger trees, if a fire were to go through here and you prepped it correctly, a lot of these trees would survive the burnout operation. Take a walk back up here. Some more about the burnout operation itself. The intention of it is to remove the fuels that are immediately next to your fire break, your dozer line, your hand line, or the road that you're trying to protect. It's your containment line. And you want to establish a good amount of black. And black is scorched earth. And scorched earth can't burn. Now, you can only do burnouts in certain situations. If the wind is blowing in that direction towards the fire, and that's where the fire is coming from, and it's not extremely erratic winds, meaning, like it's not changing direction, a lot is heading in one direction for hours upon hours, then it's possible to do a burnout operation. But if it's switching back and forth, it's not worth the risk of losing your progress and catching the green on fire, because then you're back to square one, having to dig another dozer line, another hand line. It's not what you want.